Hello, everybody. Welcome inside the 119th edition of The Wrap-Up. Dan Myers, Nick Buckler, Austin Lass, behind the glass, in front of it today. Well, shall we?
What a disaster area for Detroit in regards
Our
to
teams
sports.
are great. Our teams are great. What a great sports town we live in here in Detroit. What a great time to be a Detroit sports fan. You got some of the best coaches in all of sports, some of the most competitive teams. What do you want to talk about first, the Lions or the Red Wings?
Can I open up with a question?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Who imploded better, the Silverdome, the Lions, or the Red Wings?
Silverdome's last place
That's third.
because that was a struggle. Took him a few tries, few days.
Like Dan said, even after it's closed, it's still disappointing people.
Yep.
I think people are more excited that it stayed up, to be honest. I think it brings more attention to it more. I mean, sure, people who went there smoked cigars like your father did, we saw.
Mm-hmm.
He was he upset? Did you talk to him about it?
He was upset. They made. He sends me a text. I'm working. He's like, "People are tailgating. Oh my gosh!" I'm like, "Oh, that's great." He goes, he said he had his tripod up with a couple of different cameras trying to get it going. And yeah, he was pretty bummed about it. But
Do we need another camera guy on?
there you
on
go.
Call?
Yeah, there you
GM.
go. Yep. No, but he said, yeah, overall it was pretty disappointing. You know, the whole mood. But leading up to that point, he said it was a lot of fun. So. We'll
So
see,
they
but
still made a day out of it.
Yeah.
Moving on. I would say Lions implode better than Red Wings because I think the city still had high expectations for the Lions, and I don't know why, but here we are, week whatever.
It's that
6
PR
and
machine.
6.
They're running it strong. That's what's keeping this team
Lions
relevant.
imploded the best. It's just you can't that okay. We're gonna start with Lions. You can't go in to a biggest play of a one-score game and just have 3rd and 7, 20-13 because your kicker can't make an extra point or a field goal anymore apparently, and have 9 players on the field. 9 of them. 9, Dan. Not 10. You have timeouts. You can use them. You have 9 players out of 11. Baltimore
Straight malfeasance.
essentially ran 11 on 9. How do you let that happen? And more importantly, as the organization, how do you allow that man who operated that play, managed that game, to have a job come Monday? How?
Because they don't care.
All they care about is the check coming in. That's it. They don't care about competing. This team will never change under the Ford ownership. Ever. I was one of the slaps that got caught into the whole hype machine, and I was like, this team's changed. Look at this offense. Look at this defense. No, they are the same old Lions. They always will be and never will be any different. They're a joke. They're abysmal. No one should go. If you want money for any type of anything for this team, go away.
Mm-hmm.
I do not want to pay to see this team.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't want to see it for free. What would you rather do than watch the Lions? Let's do that. What
I've
would
been
we
saying it for
rather
a while.
do?
I would rather puke into a bowl and then drink it again than watch the Lions. Because that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Quite graphic. But yes, that is.
Would you guys agree that if Caldwell is not fired at the end of the season, it either means A, he doesn't have the power to do so, or B, he's not smart enough, and neither should be acceptable?
I go see all of the above.
Yep.
He's incompetent, and he just doesn't know how to manage a game, doesn't know how to manage challenges, doesn't know how to manage timeouts, doesn't know how to get the right people in place. It's just bad. It really is. There's no way around it. He is horrible. And people are like, oh, well, if they fire Caldwell, you know, Terrell Austin's gone too. Good. He hasn't
Everyone
done
should be
anything in forever.
What
And
about
they're like,
Jim
this
Bob Cooter?
defense is great. Oh, this defense is the best. Really? You're letting the Browns run for 180. The Bears run for 190. You run a guy named Alex Collins just slice and dice through you. Give me a break. This defense isn't that good. Sure, they get the takeaways. They're not good. Not.
And the bloom is off the rose with Jim Bob Cooter.
Yeah, and to be honest, he was never impressive at all. All they do is run draws and screens and run on first and second down. And no,
They've neutered Stafford.
he's not. It's just not good. The
They
team.
have to throw the ball down the field, and they don't let him. He's
And
more
when they
comfortable
do-
in a 2-minute situation offense, and they're putting him behind center and keep going to this non-existent running game.
Yes, yeah, it's key right there.
It's
Non-existent.
oh, but Tion Green just first carry 33 yards. What do you do after that? Average 1.6 yards per carry.
And
They
I-
don't have the running back of the future
And
on
I
this
do
team.
think there's something schematically wrong with the running game, but I just don't think the running backs are that good.
They're not.
And
Everyone's
look
like,
at all the running backs that are balling out. Samaje Perine, Donta Foreman before he got hurt, Kamara, Hunt. It was the deepest running back draft in years, and Quinn didn't take one.
and we have Abdullah. He's not good. He's not. He won't ever be. Get rid of him. Let him walk. Zach Zenner, not a good running back. Dwayne Washington shouldn't even be in the NFL. And Theo Riddick, he's fine in the slot, but he's not a running back. Sorry, he's not.
And were you aware that they could have had David Johnson the same year that they
Yep.
took Abdullah?
Yep, and they took Abby. And what's weird is the Cardinals wanted Abdullah. And they're like, oh, Lions took Abdullah. Next pick, David Johnson goes. Well, look at that. But to me, I'm just thinking, like, if the Lions draft Dalvin Cook, if they draft Kareem Hunt,
Alvin Kamara.
I really don't think they turn out to be who they were
And
here.
I think that speaks to where the scouting and the development of the players is. It's a
They're-
bad franchise
Yep,
in every aspect.
I would have, if Abdullah would have been drafted by the Cardinals, he might have been David Johnson. And if David Johnson was drafted here, he might have been Amir Abdullah. I just don't think this team knows how to develop the players, like you said, but also the line. It doesn't matter. Well, look at what they did this offseason. Yeah, and look, they're dropping like flies. And when they had them, to be honest, they weren't that impressive. Now you have Swanson out. Lang's banged up. Rick Wagner, who that looked pretty serious when he got hurt. It was I'm not sure how long he's going to be out for.
And people keep bringing up the running back and the running game. He didn't go get a tight end.
No,
Your best tight end is Eric Ebron.
that's sad. And they believe in him, which is more sad.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
You know, I will piggyback on what you're saying as far as drinking the Kool-Aid. I will give this to
You
you.
mean drinking the vomit?
Can we regurgitate the Kool-Aid we drank on this show several weeks ago? We should do that. We should find a segment.
You
for
were
that.
still hesitant, so I will give that to you. You wanted to believe,
I think
but
we're all a little hesitant.
you were realistic about it. Yeah, so I will give you. Don't feel too bad. You were still
I don't feel.
pretty-
I just
pretty
feel
hesitant.
bad that I still watched
invested.
this.
Yeah.
Like at halftime, I should have just walked away and said no. But no, I went back for the second half, tuned in. Oh, look, it's now 20-13. Hey. Oh, and then you look 2 seconds later, it's 44-20.
So back to the Caldwell thing. If he is coach next year, will you watch a single game?
I mean, yeah, but
I will not watch a single minute of the Lions if Jim Caldwell is still head coach.
I mean, I will
The fact
just.
that he is still head coach today is malfeasance.
Oh, don't get me wrong. This team doesn't deserve any bit of anyone's time, but I mean, I still will. But I'm not gonna I'm still gonna want them to do good. I just can't. I just won't get as. I'm not gonna be emotionally invested in the games, just like I was last year when I went off and said this team will lose every game. I truly believe they will lose the rest of their games this year. I really do. They're gonna go 6-10.
You better hope they would do,
I hope so.
because that gets Caldwell out of here.
And if they win out, they're gonna say, "Look
Bring
what they
band
did."
back together.
Yep. And guess what? They're gonna miss the playoffs at 10-6. They're now 2 games out of the final wild card spot. 2.
But even if they backdoor themselves into the playoffs, they're gonna get smoked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Destroyed. Doesn't matter who they play. They could play the Buccaneers again, who, by the way, aren't gonna make the playoffs, but doesn't matter. They're gonna lose this week. Jameis Winston's gonna find himself, or Fitzpatrick, or whoever's playing quarterback these days. A guy named Peyton Barber's going to run all over him. Mike Evans is going to resurrect himself right after, just in time for me to miss the playoffs. Thank you, by the way.
I
Yeah,
think people are forgetting how bad the Ravens were leading up to that.
they're not
That
good.
offense is abysmal.
They're not good. And they have Joe Flacco. They have the corpse of Mike Wallace. They have the corpse of Jeremy Maclin. They have a guy named Benjamin Watson who's like 51 years old at tight end. Can't even name any of their running backs. Alex Collins, Javarius
Javorius
Allen.
Allen.
Give me a break. Who? Just awful. It's
Danny Woodhead's their best offensive player.
yeah, and he's missed 90% of the year. He had 2 touches for 19 yards against the Lions. Shocking, it was only that much, but it's still like a 10-yard, 9.5-yard average. Should we switch gears to another team that makes me want to
just-
jump head first into a pool?
Frozen pool.
Dan, why don't you
Yeah.
start this one off?
All right. The debacle over the weekend, the Wings game.
Was that the Wings game or was it the Canadians game with the
Very
Wings?
good. Yeah, in order for that to be possible, you have to show up. And they definitely weren't there. I
think that might have been the Griffins versus the Canadians.
No, that was a Little Caesars.
Griffins would have probably done better, it's sad to say. Team Guinness, my beer league team, would have done better. Like, let's be honest. This was a joke.
Yeah, that was tough.
I was laughing after 6-0.
Oh, you still had it on?
It was on at the place I was at.
Oh, okay.
So I wasn't in control of the remote.
You guys know I'm a big Wings hater. It makes me sad to see how bad they are.
That's
7
deflating.
in a row and then just to get completely blitzed 10-1.
To be
Blashill looking
abused
around like
like
he didn't
that.
even know where he was.
Flash was looking around like it was just another game.
Yeah. And how
He
many?
was just like, this stupid glasses on, looking dumb.
So how many goals did Mrazek let in? 6 or
They
5?
each let in 5.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it was over. It was done for me. When they went up 5-0. Here's another case where, they're losing my. I'm not going to waste my time. It was frustrating. I love the Wings. I always will. But it's like a bad ex-girlfriend. They really know how to hurt you when you need it.
Dan, I know you're on the same page thinking they're not going to the playoffs. Nick, are you still thinking they're going to go to the playoffs?
No. Nope. Done. I believe in 0 Detroit teams. That's right. The Pistons. Nope. Don't believe in them either. They're a fraud. Red Wings. Jeff Blashill still has a job, and that's unreal. The guy doesn't know where he's at. He looks around like he's in outer space. He needs help coaching. He doesn't know how to manage his team or his goaltending. Let's be honest. Now he's like, the whole 7D thing's been working for us. No, it hasn't. You've lost your last 7 games. You've lost 10-1. In their last 2 games to Montreal, they were outscored 16-3 in 2 games. 2 games. They're a joke. But hey, Philly lost 10 in a row. Red Wings are knocking on heaven's door, and that's to say they're even going to get in up there. No, they're not. This team's a joke. Tank for the first pick, and guess what? You'll probably lose the lottery and get like the 8th pick again. No, it's just bad. I don't believe in any team. It's sad.
Well,
we had such a great sports city, and now I can't root for any team.
Well, even if they do tank, the talent coming up this year, the rookies, is it even worth tanking?
It's not that good.
There's plenty of room on the Oakland Golden Grizzlies bandwagon.
That's not sports, sorry. I know that's
That was an unsavory comment.
yeah, that was Jim Harbaugh of me. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I hate Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, he's the Donald Trump of
Stay in your lane. When you
college,
lose 8 out of 10
sports.
to a school, you shouldn't be talking trash to that school.
yeah, it's
you gotta stay relevant.
Like why? They like on Twitter too. Just come
Win a football game first. How about that?
Yep. And what about Shea Patterson? Is he gonna come to Michigan?
I would say Harbaugh shaking his booty out there trying to get Shea.
Hey, I'd take him as a
Oh,
Michigan
Shea,
fan.
come to Michigan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, come here. Bring him. As a Michigan fan, I say welcome.
And if he's such a quarterback guru, then why is he always trying to get transfers?
Okay, because he knows what he has isn't going to be good yet. Look what he did with Jake Rudock. He was awful in Iowa. He is the leading passer at U of M of all time.
And our own Tim Meyer thinks he should be the starting quarterback for the
Okay, well,
Lions.
that's just stupid. Let's be honest. If you think Matt Stafford's the first problem with the Lions, you're the problem with yourself, in my mind. If anyone wants to get
Stop
at me.
watching sports if you think Stafford's the
Yeah,
problem.
right. I mean, come on. That's like people who think Eli Manning was the problem in New York. By the way, the Giants did something the Lions should have done, and they cleaned house. Ben McAdoo, fired. Long time coming. And GM of 23 years, won 2 Super Bowls, fired.
You and I were talking about this before the show. They're doing the rebuild the right way. You
Yeah.
don't drag your feet and do a little at a time. They severed off their GM, their coach, and they basically let their quarterback know, we're moving on from you next year. You
Mm-hmm.
can go elsewhere or retire. We don't really care, but we're starting this rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I
Is it
think
going
of
to be
two-
with Webb? It better be. It can't be with Geno.
Yeah, I think they go forward with Webb, and they're probably going to take a quarterback in the draft, I'd have to guess.
Well, I think of two teams
They
in
could
Detroit
take
that should
John
be doing that.
O'Korn. He's available.
I think you'll see like a Baker Mayfield, maybe Mason Rudolph.
And don't take Darnold. I don't
know if he's going to come out. He's too young. He needs.
And
more
he's
time.
not good. I'm not a Sam Darnold believer at all. Anyways, do I want to go back and tear into the wings a little bit more?
I think it might be therapeutic. It might help. But
There's just so much that
do we see the demise of Ken Holland and Blashill at the end of the year?
you have to.
You have to, in theory, but does
Detroit
much
teams
real
are
They are
reality
much
and
like
expectation.
The Lions. They will not make the necessary move.
Detroit teams are so soft. They don't know. Oh, well, he's a nice guy. There's a famous clip of Martha Ford. I love Jim Caldwell. Oh, do you? You sound like you're knocking out of your casket. I love you, Jim Caldwell. You even know what's going on? Take your sunglasses off, lady. Sun's not even shining on you. You're 6-6, and you're terrible.
I don't see how much
Kenny
you love them
Holland?
once season ticket holders start flying away and attendance is down even more.
Kenny Holland. Look around. You see all those empty seats? If you had a product, there'd be people there. They wouldn't care how much it costs. You would have people in the stands. They wouldn't be in what you think, looking around our new great facility. No, they're not. It's December. They're not doing that. And even if they were, not anymore. Look at it. We're going to it's the Coop. They sell chicken food there. Oh, look, it's the sausage barn. They sell sausage. Great facility. It's a museum. Doesn't feel like home. Get out of here. Kenny Holland, go away. But are you worried about GMs who are in the last year of their contract and what they do at the trade deadline? Getting away parts to, your foreseeable future, knowing maybe they're not coming back? I always wondered about that.
Would you put it past Ken Holland?
No, he's
Yeah.
too dumb. He thinks he's going to be here for the next 20 years.
And when was the last time Ken Holland made an impactful move on the deadline anyways?
Like 2008?
And at this point, they're not in a position to be acquiring talent. They're in a position to be trading talent away.
Mm-hmm. Trade Mike Green. Trade one of your goalies. You can't pay your goaltenders who are subpar a combined $9 million. You can't do it. You got to pay the young guys who are your future. Athanasiou is a free agent at the end of the year. Mantha's a free agent at the end of the year. Larkin's a free agent. Those guys are your core, are your future, and they need money.
Yeah.
And they're going to need it. They're RFAs.
Well, and when
They're
this
gonna
happens,
have to trade some of them.
yeah, if they do this the right way, there's going to be a lot of angry fans out there. But I mean, if you want this organization to be somewhat relevant again, you're going to have to make
It's
some
time
ugly
to
stuff.
Stop dragging your feet and sticking in the mud. It's time to take the necessary steps to rebuild this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got to trade Tatar or Nyquist. You can't have two of the same player, and to be honest, I'd trade Nyquist. He's terrible. Gustav Nyquist is not a good hockey player. He's not. He never capitalizes on his opportunities. He turns the puck over. He's lazy. Do I think Tatar's much better? No. But if you got to get rid of one of them, Nyquist is head and shoulders above, for trade reasons, above Tatar. Get rid of him. Shoo him out. 14, Shanahan, not Nyquist. Bye-bye.
And maybe this is just because of where they're at, but for me, I'm not even really that excited about the hockey season until at least second half.
Now, me too.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm glued in from October to June. But when the team's this abysmal, they're not even competing. They're not even losing close games. You lose by 9. You lose 10-1. And that is a joke. You should, the fact this organization has so much pride, and then you just lose 10-1. You take the day off on Sunday, and then the next day at practice is optional. Everyone
Wow.
should be out there. Like Herb Brooks, throwing up on the ice until you get your point across. Jeff Blashill, take the glasses off, because clearly they're not working. I don't even know what to do.
And
I don't know an answer. I don't have one.
Well, how do you
Clearly, neither do they.
how do
Clearly.
you, being a functioning GM, allow that to happen?
Not
That is
functioning.
exactly.
Because Ken
It-
Holland
it's
is
just
stuck in
incompetent.
like the 90s.
He thinks that the league hasn't caught on to what he did. They brought European hockey, the puck possession game, to the NHL. The Red Wings implemented that. Everyone else adapted to the new age of hockey. The Red Wings still are stuck in
What?
Everyone moved
99,
forward. They threw it in
2000.
reverse.
But look at teams like the Predators. Look at teams like the Penguins. David Poyle is making huge blockbuster trades just about every year. Not just thinking, oh, we're just going to sign everybody because we're the Nashville Predators.
Hey, the
I
Red-
think that's what Ken Holland thinks. Oh, we're the Red Wings, so who wouldn't want to sign here?
They still have that mystique about them.
It's
not
sad.
True.
Hey, the Red Wings, they just made a trade. Traded, Scott Wilson for a fifth round pick in 2019 to Buffalo.
Well, that'll be our trade.
Traded Riley Shahan away. All right, let's get to our picks. There's no transition. We got picks. There's no college this week, so I picked 10 of the finest NFL football games. Let's take a gander at these standings. Making moves. I just keep building that lead. Building it. Y'all be, hey, Nick.
Coming up the rear.
Yeah, you are. You're down there. You're down there. You're coming back, though, making moves. You really are. That's not sarcasm. You went 6-4. You won the week. I had a 5-5 week. You went 4-6. It is what it
Leader
is.
went 3-7. I just like
You
to
did.
note that.
Yeah, yep. Shall we?
Let's do it.
First game, Lions at Tampa. I didn't even throw a spread on this one because I couldn't find one. Frankly, it doesn't matter. Give me Tampa all day.
Yeah, the Lions been letting us down, so I am going to go with the Lions. But I agree with you. Tampa's going to take it.
Both of these.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Okay.
So I agree that
gotta
they're going
be
to take
clear.
it. But
No,
I am
no.
going
Who's
with the
your
Lions.
pick?
I am going with the Lions because they've
You
been
go.
upsetting me
Yep.
all season. But
I
I agree.
Tampa's going to take it. I'm taking the Lions. I was like,
Wait, so Nick, you are taking Tampa?
Tampa Bay.
I'm taking
Yep.
the Lions.
okay, that's
Both teams are awful.
Yep.
I'm going to take the Lions. I just think the Bucks are just so bad.
The Lions find a way always. That's why I'm taking the Bucks at home. Down. Lions are going to be on the beach the night before, hungover. Nope. Thursday night football, battle of two doozies. Both teams defeated the Detroit Football Lions. Saints at the Super Bowl runner-up Falcons. Saints favored by 1. Give me the Saints on the road. I think so.
Yeah, give me the Saints also.
This is a must-win for the Falcons. Embarrassing loss to the Vikings. I'm going to take the Falcons here.
All right, shall we move to an AFC whatever division West? Yep, West showdown. The Raiders at 6-6 at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City to take on the also 6-6, once 5-0 or 6-0. I'm not sure.
Believe they were 6-0.
Yeah, they've lost 6 straight. Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 4. Not sure why. Give me the Raiders. The Chiefs are losing out. Raiders all day. Beast mode. Car mode. Drive that car. Is that a Mini Cooper? No. I'm hanging from the crab tree. Raiders all day. Raider Nation. Chiefs are done. Back to the teepees you go, Chiefs. Goodbye.
I don't know how to follow that, so I'm just going to go. I'm going with the Chiefs.
Sad.
I have Alex Smith and Travis Kelce on my fantasy team. First week of the playoffs. And Oakland is just like the Lions. Just very done. So give me the Chiefs.
Oh, God. Have you seen the Chiefs the last month and a half? Neither have they. They even play good offensively, and then the Jets put up 38 on them.
Hey, Robbie Anderson has been amazing this
It
year.
has. Who knew I should have started Josh McCown over Brady this week for my playoff lives? Okay, not going to complain about it anymore. Titans at Cardinals. This is a snooze fest, but somehow the Titans are 8-4 and they're favored on the road in Arizona. Give me Mariota. Give me the Titans all day. Remember them, Denzel. Remember those Titans.
I'm taking the Titans also.
Yeah, give me Mariota.
All right, here's an interesting NFC showdown. The Vikings at 10-2, favored 2.5 on the road. Cam Newton and the Panthers over in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm taking the Panthers in this one.
I like that.
The Vikings are due for a loss, and they've been playing really well defensively. And I don't think this game's going to be a shootout at all. I think it's going to be, both teams under 20. But I think the Panthers are hungry. They're going to win. Their hockey counterparts, the Florida Panthers, just lost their goaltender. Roberto Luongo to a scary injury. So they're going to, Panther pride, they're going to go together, and the Pitt Panthers, they're all on board here. Panther power. How many Vikings are left from ancient times anyways? Panthers, they smell the flesh, and they're going to win this game. Give me them, Carolina.
Give me Carolina also.
Cam Newton has about as been consistent as the Lions this year, so give me the Vikings.
Chase without the H. Case Keenum tearing it up in Minnesota. Don't matter. All right, here's a good game. But there's an interesting fact. The Eagles are traveling to LA to take on the Rams. Rams favored by 2. I looked at the Eagles' schedule. They have not beaten a team over 500. They haven't. So it's interesting to me. They've just I'm going to call it an embarrassing loss on Sunday Night Football. They lost by 2 touchdowns to the Seahawks, who are catching fire at the right time offensively.
But gutted on defense, and Russell Wilson's practically doing it on
Yeah, it's all Russell. And the Eagles put up 10 points against the second-string Seattle defense. I think the Eagles are a fraud.
Oh.
Yeah, I said it. I'm taking the Rams, and I think the Eagles are a first-round exit in the playoffs. Carson Wentz is good. His receivers aren't consistent. His number 1 receiver is Zach Ertz, his tight end. Nelson Aguilar is...
What about Alshon Jeffrey?
No. I just don't think he's good. I don't. He got a nice extension. Good for him. Well deserved. I just think they're a fraud. Jay Ajayi goes there and doesn't play. You got LeGarrette Hot Knees Blunt. And sure, Eagles are a fraud. Rams.
All right, I go with my alma mater, St. Anne's. I'm going with the Eagles.
Oh, St. Anne. The Eagles flocking together. America, they're extinct, or they're endangered. They are going to go extinct this week.
I don't know if you guys realize this, but this is a battle of the number 1 and number 2 quarterbacks from last year's draft. So I think the Rams have a little bit better of a running game, but I'm going to take the Eagles here.
Rams also have Robert Woods coming back this week. Sammy Watkins finally resurrected from the 6 feet below.
No way the Eagles have 2 bad performances in a row.
All right, I can dig that. Redskins. Am I allowed to say that still? Not sure. The Washington football team travels also to the other LA squad, the Chargers, who are red hot with electricity, my friends. Zzz.
Your eventual
San Diego.
AFC champs.
Yep, the football Chargers, favored by 6. Phillip Rivers, there's no drowning in that river. He's floating all the way down to Washington, D.C., where he's going to throw for 450 yards, 5 touchdowns. Give me the Chargers. They're winning that division. They're winning this week. Chargers, Patriots, AFC final. Chargers win this week, though. Chargers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's get cliche. They're electric right now. Let's go with the Chargers.
Give me the San Diego Superchargers.
Los Angeles Superchargers. Nobody goes to our games. Seahawks go to another team that I am just not sold on. Somehow 8-4, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jags favored by 3 at home. Nope. Seahawks. That's all I got to say. Jaguars, I'll never believe in them. They could go 16-0. Won't believe in them. Seahawks.
I'll try. Let's go with the Jags.
2 words, Blake Bortles. Give me the Sea Chickens.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, Blake Bortles is the reason why. I was like, oh, if that's why you're picking the Jags, that's scary. Sunday Night Football, Steelers in the limelight again, favored by 6 at home against the Ravens. They're red hot after grabbing that check from the Lions. Give me the Steelers, all I got to say. Steelers.
Yep. I'm going with the Steelers also.
Check, please. Give me the Ravens.
Ooh, Patriots favored by 11 on Monday night in Miami to take on Jay Cutler. And whatever that guy, Kenyon Drake. Yeah, that's I can't even name these players on the but the Dolphins. That's a big spread. Give me the Dolphins. Jarvis Landry.
Well, for what exactly you said, Jay Cutler, I'm going with the Pats.
Yeah, I have one rule. Never pick for Jay Cutler, so give me the Patriots.
11 points is a big spread. Those are our picks, not yours. This was our show. Guess what? It's not yours either. And let's be honest, I don't really know how much longer it's going to be our show. Hey, whoa, gotta go. See you next time on The Wrap Up.